Stay on the beach, the place to be. All the tips and ways to make the first.
We all have existential crises. I am this person, so you can use a search engine of your choice to look up who I am, what I do. I do a lot of stuff outside of search. I sit on a think tank about wine. I sit on a board of directors for chocolate, so I do a lot of things besides just SEO. But one of the things I do is I give gin for questions. So if you have a question about my session, then ask it right after it, because you'll get a little bottle of gin. I brought 7, so I have plenty. Some from Manchester, Gordon's, all sorts of stuff. It's great. So, are you guys ready? Yeah! All right, so let's go. Right, so here's my pain. Because anyone out here who does technical SEO, we all know pain. Pain is our constant companion. And then, because clients, they do stuff like this to us. We have something beautifully optimized. We have spent ages on it. We've crafted it well, and we've put it to live, and we're like, yes, this is awesome. And then the client's like, you know what? I don't like the color of that, and so I'm changing the whole thing. And they do that. That is painful. But you know what? I really got kind of annoyed with the client, and I might have been a little bit more wordy with him than other clients. And so I got a little mad, and it did get fixed. So it took a little time. It was a little wobbly after Google was like, what the heck are you doing, girl? I mean, seriously, you did this and that, then you're doing this again? I don't trust you anymore. Oh, wait, no, I do trust you. And then our rankings went up. So it wasn't all bad, but it was kind of bad. But when we give recommendations to our clients, they listen to us, right? We're like, here, it's a 70-page audit, and I've summarized it in 1 page for you. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, I love it. Let's do all the things, right? They listen to us. They always, no. And Google at this point was like, bitch, I don't know what you're doing. I'm just stopping right now. That's it. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, I swear a lot. Really, all of us technical SEOs, we swear a lot because our pain is real and it's deep and it festers in our soul. So yeah, Google was just like, I'm just going to stop showing you for what you thought you were going to be shown for, and we're just going to show you for random stuff. I don't know. But they were like, yeah, who cares? It doesn't matter. What is hreflang anyway? I don't know. Some code or something, I don't know. They'll just use Google Translate if they get to the wrong page. Right? No. Nobody's got time for that. Are you kidding me? No. So I did get it fixed, and I got a lot of other things fixed, and it actually went well in the end. But it did take time because, pain takes time to get over. So I came with garbage, and I made something beautiful out of it. It doesn't look like that anymore, sadly, because then the developers got involved, and I had to move on to another project, and then they killed it. But it's okay, because it looked good for a time. Now, another client, they were like, we're having a little bit of trouble. The UAE site isn't ranking. And the Singapore site's ranking in Egypt and the UAE. We don't understand what's going on. And I was like, well, you haven't marked things up correctly. So, I'll give you some recommendations and we'll see what we can do. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? I mean, we're giving recommendations. It's clear. Do this, like this, on this page, and it will be fixed, right? We're very clear, we're very succinct, we say things directly. Google then just goes, nah, fuck you, I'm just gonna do my own thing. And it said, no, I'm sorry, I don't care what you've declared as the canonical for this country, we're doing something else. We're gonna show Singapore anyway because we don't like the UAE. I don't know. For whatever reason, Google, in this case, decided it knew better than me. Hot tip, Google, you don't know better than me sometimes. We all feel this way. Come on, Google, give us a break. Oh my God. But sometimes we get a chance to be in-house. I'm a consultant. I'm either in-house or I come in and go away, tell them what to do, come back 6 months later, and tell them off for not doing anything I told them to do and charge them for the privilege. But I'm very succinct, but sometimes client's like, you know what? We really need you here, like in the office. 1-2 days a week, we really need you. So sometimes I go in-house and I do my thing, and then I hand over to the in-house team. Because the in-house team is doing everything that needs to happen. Please don't take a picture of this slide. No. We'll just hold my hand over that person's name. Because this is a real thing. So the in-house team were like, yeah, we did this purge thing. We got rid of all the non-performing content. I'm sorry, what? Non-performing content in what context? Like, what was it that you were looking for non-performing? Like, how was it that you were analyzing not performing? Non-organic traffic was not considered. What did they do? They deleted the how to print page that broke links on every single page of the website. And then they were like, how bad can it be? And I was like, are you kidding me? And so they were like, you know what? That's a really good takeaway. We'll consider that for future projects. That's great. I mean, are you joking? Like, are you kidding? Future projects. You didn't think about it this time, but you're like, you know what? Good learning. We've destroyed the website and killed that internal link, but no problem. It's good for the future. It's fine, right? We all make mistakes. But, that wasn't the end of it, because I was like, what else have you people been up to? Because I haven't been gone that long. It's been like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you've already done that? So I took a look. And they were like, this is scheduled for deletion. And I was like, I'm sorry, you what? That's a seasonal page. That's going to go mad in it. It's a Christmas. Please tell me you looked at more than 3 months worth of data, because that's a Christmas page. And like in September, it is not performing well. Oh my God. Just stop, please, people. I mean, it's fine though, right? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Big breath, it's fine. You're the in-house team. I've handed over to you. It's fine. You're not going to do this again, right? You just said we looked at organic traffic, right? You've just said that. Non-organic traffic was not considered, but we looked at organic traffic. It's great. You're not going to do anything stupid, right? Maybe I'm not right to trust you. Oh my God, 21,000 clicks, and you deleted it? What were you thinking? It's like one time, I used to work with a large company, and we did a redesign for Virgin.com. And they were like, in the redesign, you have to keep all the traffic. I was like, no problem. This page, we cannot delete this page. They were like, we no longer run flights to Bora Bora, so we're going to delete the page. I'm like, Virgin.com, 2% or more of your traffic is coming from one article, one page. No, we don't want it. I can't reach my KPI if we delete that page, and I will die a little inside. So I sort of said, you know what, guys, let's just step back and relax and not delete any more pages, because I feel like this is a bad idea on your part. But I'm like, it's fine, because if we're really clear, if we are clear as crystal, like really clear water, it's fine, because clients will follow our recommendations unless they set the canonical to the wrong URL. I mean, I was in writing. I feel like I was really specific. And Google was just like, oh, your rankings are, no, sorry. Oh, and now we're going to start showing you for random other crap. Just like, yeah, it looks like you're okay, but you're not okay. Really? Why? Why would you do this to me? I feel like it's a personal vendetta on behalf of the developers. So what did I do? I went on to another project. Part-time, in-house again, and we did a health site. Really tough vertical health site, did author pages, we had stuff checked, verified, everything like that. And I was like, you know what, look at that, that's great, that's why you had me, thank you very much. I'll go on to the next project with you, thank you. And then they removed the author schema that was implemented. And what have you done to my beautiful site? Just grow. I work so hard. And I feel like as technical SEOs, we face this a lot. You know, we have perfectly optimized sites, and we have clients who come along and say, I don't like the way that looks, so I'm going to minimize the amount of content that you can see. Thunk. Okay, you can minimize the amount of content, but I can't guarantee you're still going to be visible in 6 months. That's up to you, friend. Sometimes I feel like this is my happy face. Because this is most of my experience as a technical SEO. This is why I like building links, man. All you do is email people and be like, yes, we got another person to cover our wonderful white paper. It's amazing, awesome. And technical SEO is like this. Now, this client is reminiscent of the earlier one, where they chose a server location that was close to the country they wanted it serving. That was not a country that was well known for fast internet connections. Absolutely not well known for fast internet connections, as you can see by our core web vitals being, well, not there anymore. They just give up, go home, move the server to, I don't know, anywhere else. They never actually moved it to somewhere faster. I checked the other day, I was like, it's got to have happened by now, right? It's been a year, it's fine. No, they haven't moved it at all. And I'm like, I emailed my contact. Are you still there? Unfortunately, he was no longer there. And I'm like, well, I'm not surprised. In my head, I didn't actually say that because they didn't move the server. They didn't get the visibility. FinTech, cut. But you know what? No matter what, it's a good thing that the devs know what they're doing, right? No matter what, we can rely on the devs because they are in the same boat as us, as technical SEOs. The developers are kindred spirits, and so they'll listen to us, right? Because they're like, you know what? You speak the language we speak, so I will listen to you because I understand the language. Maybe? I'm a little bit shady about devs at times, I know that, but honestly, 2 is not better than 1. 2 is not better than 1 because this is what happens when you have 2 different canonicals on the same page. You know, I turned my back for like 5 months and you just killed what I've done. It was beautiful and then you killed it. You know, it's really difficult. But I'm not alone. My pain is shared by other people who, you know, decided to put all of the hreflang to a completely different page, the home page. Because what's stronger than the home page? Nothing at all. It doesn't matter what page you're actually on. Who cares? Canonical, hreflang, everything, home page, yes! Yeah, it's painful. But you know, sometimes devs are like, you know what, we're going to be clever. We know that this, like, you know, core web vital thing that you keep talking about, Judith, it's important. And you said that cumulative layout shift, bad. So what we did is we slowed the page down on load so the pictures would load quickly and there'd be no CLS. Like it would be nothing. And I was like, are you kidding me? Have you looked at what Google did to us? Clearly not. Boy, developers, I love you, but it's kind of like my husband. I love you, but can you just, like, not, he's a developer, by the way. Google's not showing all of our pages. No, they are. No, they aren't. No, they are. They really are. I promise you they are. But what are you looking at here? Well, we put everything into a sitemap, and now Google says it's only showing 7 of our pages. What is going on here? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. There's a way of referring to a sitemap index, and there's a way of not referring to it as a sitemap index. For everybody playing along at home, there's a specific way of indicating this is an index, which they didn't do. They just declared it as a normal sitemap, and Google was like, yeah, fuck yeah. We've indexed all these things, all 7. Yes, we are awesome. There is actually a way of doing that, which says sitemap index. It's markup language, not even code. It's not that hard, but apparently developers think that the code is more like a set of guidelines than actual rules. I don't know why they want to make my life so painful, but you know, there are ways to fix this though. It's not all doom and gloom, I promise you. Sometimes it feels that way. But Aleda has an amazing checklist and it's public, so like everybody, devs can refer to this and say, hey, look, it's not just me asking the developers to do this. There is someone on the internet saying, hey, everybody should do this. It's a little complicated, so I made like a more simplistic one where I was like, you know what? All I need you to do is say, if the redirections are happening or not, just, you know, check. It's a manual check. Just check. No tool. It's fine. It's safe. I swear. It's okay. You know, soft words, soft steps. Here, have some food. I have cupcakes for you. Just check. So this makes it really easy for people because it's non-threatening and like happy colors. Green, happy color. It's a happy color. These are my most important things. Happy color. Always ask for these things. So if you're in-house or agency, it doesn't matter. If you have a crawl of the website before it goes live, like the old one, it will serve you so well in the future. You will love having that because when somebody messes up, and they will, you don't have to go to archive.org to figure out what pages were there. You can just look at the old spider. Some of these checks are manual, some of them need tools, but always give yourself time, because time is the most important thing, right? Yes. Now, I want you guys to be ready. What do we need to be ready for? A Friday launch, because everybody loves a site going live on a Friday before a long weekend, in the summer, at the end of July, before the world goes on holiday, right? We just want to make sure we're aware of these things and that they could happen, but you know, we're trying to make sure that they don't happen, so just be ready for these things. Absolutely love that. Love myself a list, lovely checklist, but also there is joy. When people get it right, things go up and things do well. When they get things right, we rank better. And Google did help us here because there was a Google update, but we changed things before the Google update, so we were well positioned to kill the competition. Not actually kill them, please don't murder people or companies. Just beat them. Is there anything else? Is it just a 2? No! This was an SEO-led content consolidation. Big competition here. We managed to beat them. It is amazing when that happens. How long will it take to get your rankings back, though, after you make a migration? It's a little bit like how long is a piece of string. Sometimes it can take days or weeks. So this is just looking at the rankings, or sorry, clicks, as a site after it went live, went up. Awesome. Sometimes we make changes and push to live, and we're like, oh, the new site is not doing so well. And the old site is still ranking for the stuff we have removed. Google, what are you up to? So we were like, okay, you know what? Google is clearly fighting us. We'll change it back. Haha, no. That didn't work. That did not work at all. We tried, we failed, then we went back and failed again. But we were not alone, right? Misery loves company. We were not alone. However, does everybody remember this one, WooCommerce, going to Woo? And we were all like, oh, please, man, this is not good news. And then they went back and jumped right up. So it's not always bad news. It does get better. There is good news out there. It does improve. And one of the things that I use to help push things, put them in a separate sitemap. Doesn't matter if they're already in a sitemap. Make a new sitemap of please google.xml. And then it works. It really does work. You can see here where we implemented it, and all the pages started getting spidered and then went into the index. So, what do we do to prevent pain? These are slides for you for later, because there's a lot of words on here, and I am about to show you 3 slides that are for later. This is slide number 1. There's a lot of words on here. I am not going to read them to you. Oh, sorry. Everybody's phone went up. I am not going to read the slides to you. These are the slides. This is slide number 2. And then we have slide number 3. So, It does get better, it can work. But what's next with 9 seconds? We're done. Thank you, everybody. And now it's time for gin. Because there's gin
Have
for
a round of
questions.
questions.
There is gin.
She brought gin bottles for every person who asked a question. So please take your bottle and the microphone.
What kind of migrations are you facing nowadays with special difficulty with technology?
So going from one platform to another platform, those are really difficult. We actually had one of my clients, we tried to go from Magento to Magento 2, spent £25,000 and never made it because the devs messed up the implementation. So sometimes something even within a platform, just improving it, can go exceptionally wrong. But most of the migrations are platform to platform. They're just redesigning stuff. So most of what we do is, I call it reskinning, because otherwise clients get really frightened. So I say it's reskinning it. You're just making it look prettier. Please do not make it look pretty and stop linking to your content. But we make it look prettier. And there's also fundamental infrastructure things we change. We try not to change URLs, but where we have to, like that one that was deleted, we worked really hard to put it back on the same URL it was deleted from. But mostly it's cleaning things up, consolidating content, because 9 years, 10 years, you've got sprawling content. Tightening it up. Anything that gets deleted, we have one-to-one redirects. So the redirects are one-to-one for good pages, or like low to good pages. Best pages never get touched. They just stay as they are. We update the content or whatever. So mostly it's the same platform, but sometimes it's to a new platform.
Okay, thank you very much.
Otra por ahí, vamos allá.
See, gin works.
Una botellita motiva.
Yes, bottles motivate.
Congratulations for your speech. Last year I get one of these tasty gin, making you a silly question in a clever way. But now I am prepared. Have you, in this year, have you experienced new pains for your clients according artificial intelligence?
So am I experiencing new pain from my clients? I think that, yeah, I mean, the one where he decided to make it look pretty and stopped linking to lots of content, that was one of the problems, is that some clients want everything to look pretty, and they don't care if it's fast or if it's efficient. They just want it to look pretty, and it's a real fight to say, I know you want it to look pretty, but if we don't do these things for SEO, it's really going to hurt us. So design is one of the biggest pushbacks I get with sites nowadays, is the designers are like, no, we absolutely must make it look like this. And I'm like, well, I've just had to scroll down on a desktop more than a screen to get to the content. A human being is annoyed at this point. Google is too, and you're not going to rank as well. So it's design now, right now, this year. That's the biggest problem I'm having, is design. Devs sometimes, but mostly now it's with design.
¿Alguna otra pregunta? Claro. Botellita para ti.
Any more questions? Bottle for you.
So first of all, amazing speech. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I love RuPaul, so that was great. So this is a strategic question. What would your number one tip to keep clear communication with your IT team?
Well, bribery works very, very well. I usually start off with donuts and then I progress to cupcakes. But when I'm remote, I send cookie baskets. But I think the most important thing for devs is, if they're on Slack, be on Slack. Be wherever they are and be in the channels that they're in. I try not to be too intrusive. I read everything and I say, hey, I noticed that you were talking about redesigning the menu. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm so glad. would there be any opportunity for me to see it on staging? Like because I'm a woman as well, and it's all like a lot of the dev teams are male, and it can be a little confrontational sometimes. Sometimes not, but sometimes they're like, who are you to be telling us? I'm like, are you serious? I've been doing this for like 25 years. Really? I know I may not look like I'm over 50, but I am well over 50. I know what I'm doing. But I find that if I just sort of be like, here's some donuts, I would really love to be involved. I'm really keen on ensuring that Google is seeing us in the right way. And I know you guys are awesome. I'm just, making sure that we check everything. And here's the checklist I use. So I try to be non-confrontational. When it doesn't work, and there was one time when it didn't work and I worked so hard, and I actually started yelling in a meeting at the devs, because they were like, no, you're wrong. And I was like, okay, do you want me to pull all the patents and case studies out, or are we going to just like go at it here? And the client was like, I'm not quite sure what to do at this point. But we did calm down. We are still a little confrontational, that team and I, because I still work with them, but I still work with them 2 years later. So even I lose my patience, but at a certain point I will say, I'll tell you what, I'll get you the patents and I'll get you the research. I'll show it to you so that you can see it's not my opinion, it's actually only what other people have researched and demonstrated. So at some point I'll pull out that, but that's usually a last resort.
¿Alguien más?
Anyone else?
Haha, 2 more people for Jen.
Como si no tuviéramos fin.
As if we didn't have Jim in the event.
I just have a quick question, which is, how long did it take for you to notice that one line of code in that cites map XML?
How long did it take me to find that? Like 30 seconds, because I was like, 8 pages, that's not right. Open it up. Oh. It was like that it was that emotional roller coaster. It was basically that. So it was 30 seconds of that and me saying, hey, thank you so much for putting this together. I was just wondering if you could please alter the XML markup in this way, because it's a sitemap index and we've declared it as a sitemap. Thanks so much.
First, thanks Judith for the presentation. It was great.
Thank you.
Regarding to migrations, at the end, many soft skills are really there just in order to communicate with external teams, other people and so on. So how you make them aware how important that migration is? Do you show them directly like really bad migration consequences, or just you try to be, let's say, more gentle?
My degree is psychology, so I utilize my university degree to manipulate them into doing what I want. But seriously, soft skills is a really difficult thing to learn, and you have to look at, so when I work with a team in Singapore, I have to communicate with them completely differently than when I work with a team in the UK or when I work with a team in the US, and then the US team also has people in the Ukraine, and it's, so from Ukraine to Spain to US to wherever, it's a lot of languages and body language and cultural references that I have to be really aware of and just feed into. So the soft skills are really, really difficult, but like I said, I start with donuts, and I try to be humble, and I try not to say, are you kidding me? I am like pushing 60 soon, and I know more than you because when you were born, I was already online, husband. So I try not to do that because, I got online in 1985, and a lot of people were born after 1985 when I got online. So I am really old and really experienced, but that is also intimidating to a guy, not you particularly or any of the men here, but sometimes to somebody else. they'll be like, well, I was the smartest person in the room, and now I'm no longer the smartest person in the room, and now I feel threatened. So I try to really downplay that, but at the same time, try to use subtle ways of communicating that I know what I'm talking about, and just reinforcing that it's a team effort. And here's there are some fantastic checklists online, and I've been researching, and here's the best way that I think about it, but what do you think? How are we going to work this together? So really trying to bring everybody on board together. And I think because I'm female, I can do that a little bit more easily. But again, when suddenly you go from being the smartest person in the room to not the smartest person in the room, all of a sudden your whole life changes. So I try not to do that to people. Sometimes I do it accidentally, but I try to just be really humble and utilize humility.
¿Alguna otra pregunta?
Any other questions? Let's give a
Thank you.
big round of applause to
Stay on the beach, the place to be.